Listen, I know all the basketball analysts, all the basketball talking heads will tell you that they could have foresaw what's currently happening in the Pistons Magic series actually happening beforehand, right? Like the Magic being up 3-1, they will tell you that they could have foresaw that. But I got to be honest with you guys, I couldn't have. Even though I knew, right, that the Detroit was going to struggle offensively in the playoffs and that the physicality of the Orlando Magic, the size that they had on the wings and in the post was going to help them match up well against the Detroit Pistons, I still did not see this, right? I still did not see Orlando being up 3-1 and essentially locking down the series. Now, Detroit could still pull a rabbit out of their hat. They still could come back and win the series, especially when you have an offense that can be as dreadful at times as the Magic's offense is. But with that being said, right, you get down 3-1, and it's usually all she wrote, right? Whether that happens in Game 5, Game 6, even Game 7, if they can push that far. Usually the fatigue that it takes to push all the way to get to that point, what would be a Game 7, is so much so that even if you get there, it's still so much. It's still an uphill battle in that Game 7 to come back to that. So I'm not going to tell you guys that I could have foresaw this. I thought I thought these games would be close. I thought Detroit was going to edge them out. I thought they had enough between the defense that they're able to put out there on the floor and Cade Cunningham coming back and being their offensive engine was going to be enough to get them over the hump on Orlando. And what we're seeing now, I think, is a huge indication that Detroit has to make some changes. They have to get more scoring threats on that court around Cade, right? And ideally scoring threats that can allow them to continue to play the defense that they play, but really just uplift them on the offensive side of the floor, right? I don't know who those pieces are. I think if they even had, right, like we've seen it in Atlanta through the first 5 games, if they had a CJ McCollum right now, the series would probably look completely different. You know what I'm saying? Just another guy to create his own shot and help create shots for other guys, make things easier for Duncan Robinson to get freed up, make Tobias Harris's touches easier, make Jalen Duran's touches easier so he doesn't look like he's such a black hole on, the offensive end of the floor, because he's a great player, right? Jalen's a great player, and he's just not being able to be maximized because he doesn't necessarily have the touch, the skill set to be impactful in the series when he has guys as physical as him matching up against him. You know what I'm saying? So this has been a really interesting series to me, one that I had not foresaw. I thought the level at which the Pistons played throughout the course of the season would be enough for a team like Orlando. And Orlando's just proven that they do have talent on that floor, right? They do have more shot makers, whether it be on paper or now we're seeing actually on the court, than the Detroit Pistons. Between Paolo, even though Paolo hasn't necessarily shot the ball great, between Wagner, between Desmond Bane, and then you got guys like Anthony Black and all these other guys who can just, create more offense than the counterparts that are out there on Detroit. So this has been a really intriguing series to me, just the way that it's played out, right? And I know, again, I want to reiterate, I know that these two teams matched up really well going in, and I think we all could have spoken to that. But to say that I would have saw the Orlando Magic being up 3-1 in the series is a lie, and I'm not gonna claim that now because I never would have saw that. So really interesting to see. I think the Pistons will, just out of pride alone, extend this series 1, maybe 2 more games. But ultimately, you get down 3-1. I'm not going to pick you to win the series. And even if you do win the series, I think you are going to be so gassed, so tired, so fatigued going into a series that would be against the Knicks, I believe. Or would it be, excuse me, not the Knicks, the winner of Cleveland-Toronto. I think that's going to be another uphill battle for you, right? If you got to expend all this energy, I think it's going to be a tough next series, right? I guess unless suppose the winner of the Toronto-Cleveland series also has to go 7 games in a long drawn-out battle as well, then who knows? But let me know what you guys think. This is just a crazy series that I did not foresee happening. I thought there would be some close games in the series, but I thought that Detroit, with their defense, and Cade just being the best player on the court, would be able to edge him out. But again, let me know what you guys think. Peace.